This is my milling machine. As you can see, it has a few problems. One, that it's leaking oil everywhere. Two, the bearings must be short. Now we're going to check that out with our indicator. Now I got myself one of these cheap indicators because I have this, I don't know if you can see this, it's a Milliloyo 0.17 joules indicator. You know what the Germans would call this.
Mein Milliloyo ist klappen!
It's got some intermediate problems where the dial sometimes gets stuck, but it works. Let's see if there's any possibility of mounting this to this thing. That thread looks a little bit larger than this one, so I don't think it's gonna work. So I'm gonna use this NDI indicator, which probably means non-destructive instrument. We'll see about that. I need some lighting. Holds pretty well. Let's see. Whoa. By the way, this is an Austrian machine from the... What the fuck do we measure against? I need to get this set up. Now, I know what you're thinking. There is no way we're gonna get anywhere close to getting a proper actual measurement using this non-destructive instrument, but it should give us an idea of at least how many sheets of paper this spindle is moving by. Let's see. Oh, let's put it into the highest speed. Well, that's not gonna work. You got a groove cut in there. Well, before you take any measurements, you probably want to tighten down this
Nut.
Man, this is so amateur. Well, if we want to use this as a micrometer, it's probably not going to happen, because right now we got an inclinometer, and the dial just keeps going up and up and up. And that is because of this shitty joint. You can see that? And that's a bit of a problem here. I don't know what we're going to do. Let's see if we can play around with it a little more. Trying to get this thing to fucking work. Bloody hell, it's dark. Anyway, I for some reason cannot get this to register any movement. It seems to be some sort of flex going on beyond my control, but if you notice, this is not sitting on the chuck, it's actually on the spindle. And when we put force on the spindle, there seems to be like almost 0.2 millimeter movement. You press real hard. 0.3. To me, that seems like a bad bearing, because these bearings are not supposed to be moving that much. They are needle roller bearings, so they should be precise, and that's probably why this machine jumps like fuck when it mills. Yeah man, let's pimp up my mill. Check that out. Got lights. Man, that's one stiff motherfucker. And that's probably too bright now. Let's see if we can register the movement. I don't think that's meant to happen. That seems way too much movement. You can see that's the spindle face, and that's where the taper starts, so we're way above it. Well, I think it's time to replace the bearings. Yeah, just gonna undo this and just switch to the slow speed.
Nice shiny finish.
Now you can see all the oil. Look at that. Seal's fucked. We've undone this. Time to use this. Screw her on.
What the hell is going on?
Oh, no, no.
Now that we got rid of this, we have to get rid of the oil. It's right there. Now, before starting any cucumber recipe, you gotta add in your oil. Where do we get it from? The milling machine. Are you ready to make cucumbers? No? Well, then I'm gonna have to force you to. Seems to be some sort of flex going on. Well, for some reason this oil exploded and shit flew everywhere. And now we are ready to remove the motor. It's drained overnight. So let's get to it. Now we've got to remove all these screws and get the top cover off. I can even feel that moving. Got the whole top cover off, and you can see, yeah, we got the gears. This one's got a brass gear, which is better. I don't think there is a need to remove it. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Stop recording. Now we gotta remove this using this. Probably not a good idea to do it with one hand. Let me get some better footage. That wasn't too bad. Yeah, should use two hands. Now we've got this huge recoil spring. Ooh, where's that oil coming from? Now we gotta remove this guy. Yeah, so let's see, we've removed this. Let's see if it comes out. See if I can do this. Alright, one more thing we forgot. This little bolt right over here. Stop recording. Oh, you weren't recording? Now we removed the pin. This pin right over here. We can remove the spindle just like that. Look at this leaky shit. Oil everywhere. Now let's put those 4 screws back because it looks like we don't need them. There we go. Now one thing that's wrong with this design, the quill, this rides up and down. You go all the way to the end, you can pinch the seal right there. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Yeah, so we're gonna take this, clean it up and replace those bearings.